Man's time is limited.
Man's time is limited.
Everybody's time is limited.
I hope mine is more limited.
Can
I haven't heard that out of you for a while.
So is your first question, have I ever been good looking?
I'm smarter than to ask that question. You should know that.
Is God so strong that not even he could create a stone that he could not lift?
What is all this God talk?
Because God is dog spelled backwards. I like dogs.
Is there any sense of finality with this one?
This is a segue? Doesn't reply? Any sense of finality with this way?
With this recording?
I'll put this down because it's jiggling that. And the catch? Yes, you should. Because 60 cycles hurts. The original title was The Dream is Dead. I felt it was a bit too prophetic. And I spelt most of the words correctly, so I would be condemned by left-leaning people for being corrupted by the fascistic chain of Uber architects.
When you and Josh put the lid on this, was there a different sense then from some of the other projects you guys have worked on?
There has never been a lid, and there never will be a lid. If I don't have dollars, I don't have cents.
Are you having fun yet in this process?
I don't believe in the F word. I don't use the F word.
Is there any common thread that you found inspired you in previously works that did not influence these recordings?
A common thread, besides the one that holds my spleen together, did not influence. Probably like a high protein diet, like the Atkins diet. I'm really into. But I think it's wrong to raise animals just to like slaughter them. I think you should jump out of trees, like on bisons and stuff, and hippos and things like that. You should bring them down yourself, and if you slaughter them, you can do like a little dance in their blood. But then their relatives will come, and so will darkness, and then you will be theirs.
Do you find yourself constantly longing, or are these moments of your perceived madness just split seconds? When we're talking about, when you come down to author a song.
This is a very complex question. You have an unusual gift of combining 3 or 4 questions within one sentence.
I have no gifts. I bear no gifts today.
What happened about Christmas, man? There's no fucking train set?
Lionel? You're the ones who didn't tour in the fall. So
it's my fault. I know it's my fault. I admit it's all my fucking fault. I didn't take the medicine. I freaked out, man. I freaked out by the butcher section, by the meat. When I saw the hoof, I know it was disgusting, but it was beautiful. So,
if we were to speak of the process of the project, have you found yourself less or more tolerant of this process?
The process of the project?
Of completing this?
Have you ever cut a sausage open and saw what was in there? Well, in a sonic way, you should not look into typo negative recordings. But yes, I was only following orders.
Do you guys?
What magazine is this going for? Maybe I should change my attitude.
Yeah, because he's going to use it for radio bites.
Oh, radio! Oh, I thought it was a radium. I thought it was radiation. Oh man, I thought you were like on the nuclear side. Oh, you're one of them.
Did you find yourselves hitting roadblocks on this project? Like what would you call writer's blocks or creativity blocks?
Can I be serious? Please.
Please.
May I?
Please.
The roadblocks were the social communication within the band unit. What are you doing? Shh! It's not fucking Soviet Moscow. The roadblocks came because as we get older, I'm 41, the other guy is, I don't know what their age is, ice, bronze, iron, but they have kids, wives, Wives? No, that's Utah. A wife. Homes. And so now it's not fun anymore because this is like business, man. So you can't take chances. I mean, my definition of gambling is having sex without a condom. You want to fucking roll the dice? You can roll the dice.
What are some of the things that you've...
Run, you fucking bastard.
What are some of the things that you have tried to do to get past some of these barriers that haven't worked?
Communication. It's pretty interesting because since I'm parentless, no children. The other guys, they have kids. I can respect their point of view as to how they are keeping an eye upon finances. You know, because back in the old days, back in like the 1800s stuff, like when the band first formed, we could like do anything we wanted. It was great because we had all this money rolling in. But now with kids and homes and wives, there's a new philosophy.
How has technology changed the process?
Well, ever since the wheel came along, man, I can't find a job.
How has the electronic technology that we find ourselves now...
Are we talking quantum mechanics, like parallel universes? Because I know that there's another one of me talking to you right now who's making sense. So therefore, I use this other dickhead as an excuse.
Have you come up with a tour list or a set of songs what you're going to play in Europe?
Another good question. When we have performed new songs live, I mean, even like songs that we've done 5-6 times due to acoustics or the induction of drugs, attacks by transsexuals, we have had to alter our set list time after time. I do not believe in, and I am a devout non-believer in playing new songs live if the subjected and pathetic crowd has not heard them before, because I consider it like mass psychosis and genocidal.
So does this mean you won't be playing any of the new songs in Europe?
Until the album comes out. I believe the release date is June 15th. However, I have been lied to before. And I am a liar myself. As you know, any creature with testicles is a liar. And I do have 4 testicles. But I may be lying. Honestly, if the album does not come out before the tour, I will not play new material. Because due to acoustics and sonics, people clap politely, but they have no idea what they're hearing. I remember August 28th, 1979, Madison Square Garden, Black Sabbath, playing Never Say Die. And I thought, because Ozzy got fat, he was saying Never Say Diet. It's like, wow, that's a great song, man. Can you give me something to drink, please?
Mm-hmm. Water? Wait, that's
I will drink that.
Let me get your
She said that.
What?
I think she's got a cold.
I have efficient antibodies.
Are there songs that you want to play live that you're vetoed by the other members of the quartet?
I don't know whether to say unfortunately or fortunately, but I believe my job on stage is to entertain people, which is extremely horrific. Because I look at myself like 260 pounds of low-quality meat. I'm like Dynamo, 1997, 130,000 people. Like, I have to walk out there and entertain these people. I'm like, I can't dance. I have nothing witty to say. So what we did was we walked out, we had this long intro tape, and we played this like low E chord and walked off stage for half an hour, making them think that that was over. And we thought that they would think that, but no, career was over. Well, the Lord giveth and top of negative taketh away. It says it right there in the Bible, the Old Testament.
The U.S. tour, when?
Well, the European tour first. Europe, June, mid-June to mid-July.
The past, 2 years creating the album, going to tour Europe right away, come back to the U.S. right away. Does this mean I'm going to be without my Halloween shows? Will you guys be too tapped out?
My destiny is not my own, unfortunately. I used to work for the city of New York, Department of Parks, for 7 years, and when I quit doing that, which was very stable, I took the leap of faith. And I'm not going to blame the label or anyone else involved. I just simply thought that things would be different, and it's not. I have completely thrust myself into chaos. I jumped into a fucking hurricane of deceit, lies, and false promises. You know, it's like Thanksgiving at my sister's house. What was that?
What did you do last Halloween? Just clear my throat.
You cleared your throat while I was talking.
No, you were actually done.
What?
You were done.
Oh, no, I was still making vocal sounds. I was breathing. Okay. I will forgive it this time or in the future.
Okay. What did you do this last Halloween?
What did I do the last Halloween? Well, every day's Halloween for me, so I really can't remember. I mean, you know, with a face like mine, it's like trick or treat. I'll just fucking punch somebody's door in and take what I want.
Right, but this past year, you weren't in Philadelphia. You were actually not required to be anywhere.
The last Halloween, I think I was at Rikers Island.
Or now that you've been in this process for 14 or 15 years, maybe longer.
Actually, I have been signed to this label longer than any other prisoner. 19 years. Even mass murderers get out of jail before sooner than I get off.
Yeah,
To fucking.
I just listened to that, so you're lucky it's only 17 years. Okay.
I like it, but I'll talk to you outside later.
As time has gone by, do you hear some of your past work differently? Do you appreciate some things of what you've done in the past that you didn't maybe appreciate then?
That is a very interesting question because, as you know, people change. I can't even say year to year. Some people change month to month. It may take several years. When I look back at the music that I've done, yes, that was the person I was. But unfortunately, it has been documented. And so therefore, I am constantly forced to make excuses for it. You know, it's like asking a baby, well, why did you shit in the diaper? And my answer is, well, you put it on me.
I was at Lemore's when you broke out, unsuccessfully coping.
When was this?
Not last October prior.
Do you have proof of this incident?
Actually, I do.
In the court of law? Oh, okay. Jacoby and Myers, I'd imagine.
What, you saw the response. Are you going to keep this in the set?
I do like the song. It was who I was. But it's still actually quite painful for me. And it is quite painful to sing. It requires somewhat of a 2-octave range. And pretty much like blows me out. It's like a 15-minute song, so I just consider it like recess. You know, if you have to shit or do coke, you want to shoot up, you want to beat somebody up, you want to go send out for pizza, then now's the time because this is like intermission.
Why is Josh still in the band?
How much time do you have to answer that? I think because he's good looking for his age. He's like savvy. commendable, biodegradable. He's a biped, and he is not exoskeletal.
Right. That's fine.
I don't think so. I have a lot more to say. Why are you interviewing me?
Because Darren couldn't be here tonight. He had a prior gig, and he asked if I could.
What did you think of what you heard, honestly?
The first half of it, I mean,
No,
I actually thought of some of those questions on the F train. Those were F train type questions.
I'm too drunk to attack, so I'm just gonna like lay in wait until a better time. But I would respect your honest answer because I really care what you think.
You know, the reason why I spoke of the process and some of those is that, you know, I understand that you guys kind of changed the way you did business after October Rust, and I'm just kind of wondering how you applied.
Did business? You mean
In terms of
financially?
No, in terms of how you approached projects and decided, you know, the type of ownership you wanted over projects. And I'm wondering, I was trying to get to,
It's a good
you know,
point.
what lessons do you still apply?
Do you
learned
want like the honest answer about these things?
Well,
The honest answer was after Bloody Kisses and October Rust. I think that's that jiggling. What is that? Polyurethane, heptane, plastic. We took a lot for granted. I think we were riding the horse, and I guess we thought we didn't have to work as hard, and that was sincerely a mistake, and that is not a lie. And I'm looking at you and telling you this. I made a mistake. During the course of October Rust and Bloody Kisses, there were interviews where I was asked about the record company, and I said a lot of negative things, not realizing that I had alienated the few allies that we did have at the time. And I do regret that, because I just looked like a big fucking pussy. You know, as you know, being a journalist, you can say anything you want, and it goes a real long way. And when the person is found innocent of these faults, he doesn't have it documented. But I try to make it up after World Coming Down, like after taking the whole thing for granted. I don't think it was a bad album, it was just a bad time. We were changing management, and everybody, like all of us, were changing. We were looking for identities, and that takes a long time. And as you get older, how old are you?
I don't know if you're legally allowed to ask that question without me suing you.
Well, do you want to sue me? Because, you could have like the $13. I will give you the $13 I have. How old are you?
I am 35.
I am 41. Don't you feel that time is passing by more quickly with every year?
You're not aging well, I'll be completely honest.
I'm actually 81.
What I meant to say is you're aging very well.
Well, that's because of all the pickles I eat. See, it's just like...
What about, you've 7 with Roadrunner you've been obligated to do between Carnivore and Typo.
Carnivore, there were 2 Carnivore albums, and there were 5 so-called studio albums with Roadrunner. However, and I have said this before, so I have nothing to hide, we bootlegged one, and we took all the money and recorded it in Josh's basement and had a good time, and we ordered food in, we had lodging and central heating, indoor plumbing. It was really groovy.
What about the process of undertaking a project like this still frustrates you, even after you've gone through it so many times?
What frustrates me, is most other artists, a sculptor, a painter, whoever, they do it on their own. I feel like somebody with my arms and legs cut off who is trying to dictate to 10 other people how to paint a picture. And everybody just does what the fuck they want.
Are you still surprised by some of these barriers when you come across them?
It never ends. I mean, did you get a disc of what you heard tonight?
Did I actually get a disc?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Well, that surprises me. I don't blame anybody here right now. I blame myself for not foreseeing this, because you will write about what you heard one time, and usually when I like a band, I want to listen to it a couple of times, and so I think you at least deserve, I mean, as far as my career is concerned and your career, a disc, so it can be quantitatively justified.
I felt I heard some George Martin in this, specifically some,
George? Oh, yes.
especially from, I heard some Sgt. Pepper's in there from a production point of view.
What a surprise. I mean, he was an incredible genius. Incredible. I actually went to a show that he did. It was at the Old Ritz or something, where he had old loops of the Beatles songs that he played for everybody and explained that they were all accidents. Every single thing that happened was an accident. And this was like the most amazing thing because it was not planned.
What was the last track that you guys got done with from this latest project?
It's hard to say because it's like a building where you do the foundation and you build up on top. Josh and I do most of the work together and we go back and forth. Sometimes I take things home like, what the fuck was that? That, like, after you hear things 100 times, you get, like, your ear just gets numb to it and you just stop hearing it. But like 2 or 3 days later, you go home like, oh man, is that me? I mean, man, if I could fire myself, I would in a second, but I'm like under contract and therefore I would have to sue myself, which I believe is impossible.
Who makes the call to either Kenny or Johnny to come in to lay down some more tracks? Who's the bad guy?
I have the power of veto.
Are you the ones that are going to say, come on, you got to come out here and lay this down?
I request, if something sounds strange to me, I like to isolate. With Pro Tools, I mean, you have infinite tracks. Isn't that true, Max? Speak up. I mean, with October Rust, we use 24-track analog and 32 digital, minus SMPTE. But with this, there are some songs we use 70 tracks, because if I have an idea or someone else does, we just lay it down, because why not? Sometimes if you think something's not going to work, if you combine it with something else, it might sound very interesting. So it's better just to have it there. But ultimately, since I feel that these are my children, I feel that I am the only one qualified to clothe them.
Okay. Thanks.